Dear viewers, welcome to the exciting world of Nadia's Alpha Awakening, where the shadow of the supernatural has long loomed over the lives of our characters. Join us on Nadia's mysterious and dangerous journey, as this young woman discovers her true power in a world of werewolves and hidden desires. This is EP7-END Nadia's Alpha Awakening. Thank you for your subscription and likes. You can leave your thoughts in the comments section. Chapter 71. Ethan and Tomas seem to be really getting along, making it easier for me to be invested into my talk with Kelly. I do keep close to Tomas though. That doesn't seem to last long, midget. I turn to Emmanuel, approaching with 5 others of my cousins. We have Dominic, the oldest of Uncle Sam's children, his little brothers twins Jerome and Jeremy. Then there's Caleb, Uncle Raph's first, then their little sister Jess. Good to have you back. Caleb, also the oldest out of all of us, tousles the front of my hair. It's good to be back. I smile up at him. Oh, is this your phone? Jeremy digs in my pocket, taking my phone. Caleb, Tomas. I spin, watching Jeremy run. Tomas, Caleb. I'ma be right back. I go after Jeremy. Where do you think you're going? Ethan steps in my way. Don't play with me, I warn him. Or what? Emmanuel challenges as Jerome follows Jeremy. I try but get stopped. I'ma beat your ass, Ethan. Yeah. What you gonna do? Oh. I step forth only to be dragged by behind. Can't let you do that. Emmanuel pokes me right in the ribs. God, I hate them. Whose baby? I turn to Jeremy, who's back and staring down at my phone. You guys seems to call a lot. I glance over at Tomas. Give me my phone back. I start for him. You got a man. My phone. How'd he even get in? I start to rush after him, only for him to speed up ahead. My feet are off the ground before I even know what's happening. Blood rushes to my head, that's seeing the world upside down. Put me down. Who's this new boyfriend of yours? Emmanuel speaks from above me. I have you guys so much. They always do this. We start to me and I place mine on his pack, flipping my hair up. Caleb, stay with Tomas, would you? My shoulder starts to throb, so I let go. We keep walking before I see a change in tiles to place as white square ones. They always end up on someone's shoulder. It's how they tell me I'm fairly petite in size, like I don't know. There you do. I'm out down and I flip hair out my face. Where's here? I turn to see him, moves to me. He hands me my phone back and I snatch and shoving him. Geez, if you guys wanted me alone, all you had to do was ask. I noticed they brought me into the game room. The LED lights give it all away. We didn't want to be rude. Emmanuel steps back. So we chased you out. I mean, we are all wondering where you got that from. Ethan points to my shoulder. I don't remember you having it before. It's a mark. We know. Jerome moves in. We do have mates, you know, we know how it works. You should have brought him with you. I watch Emmanuel talk. We would love to meet the guy. My heart leaps before dropping to my ass. You guys don't know how to play nice. I tell them. That's ridiculous. Is it? I turn to Ethan. All the times I would tell you guys about my crushes, you'd never be shy to express just how you feel about them. This is different, Jerome chuckles. This is your mate. Second chance mate, actually. Oh. I nod to Ethan's response. What happened to your mate? Cheated. Shit. I rejected him, then had Tomas bite over his mark. Tomas. I turn to Emmanuel. Fuck. As in the beta you brought. I'm stared at by 4 pair of eyes, brown, blue, brown, hazel. Ethan shoots Emmanuel a look before they all start looking between each other. Nadia. He drags my name a little. What? I look at them. You're beta. Ethan asks. I can tell from their tone they don't approve. This is why I don't fucking talk to y'all. No. What he means is, tries to redeem themselves. A beta and his alpha is enough. Mating with your beta can be a little complicated. Why would it be complicated? We just want you to be careful. Jerome ignores my question. I roll my eyes, turning from them. Great. You pissed her off. Well, if he makes her happy, then what's the problem? I never said there was a problem. She responds to Ethan. That's not what she heard. They're close, Emmanuel interrupts. We'll have to pick this up later. We fall silent and I listen into the mumbles of Caleb talking before they walk in on us. My heart drums at the sight of Tomas smiling to something Caleb said. Bailey's behind them, taking to Kelly, and then you have Tilly talking with Jess. Are you guys going to tell 𝐾𝐲? I want to know, he's always been a big brother to me, they all have. My bet is, 𝐸𝐴𝐴𝐬 moves. He already knows. He comes to a stop in front of Kelly, interrupting whatever conversation she was having with Bailey. We should all just watch a movie since it's already late. Ethan announces. We'll pick. Emmanuel races off in the direction of the threatened room with Ethan behind him. I watch them go before feeling the warmth of a hand on my lower back. I lean into Tomas' body. You okay? I nod to his questions as we follow behind. 𝐤𝐬 leaves with my sister B. We walk into a 16-chaired cinema. We can all take a corner with the exception of someone in the middle, Jerome says, and I'm already moving to the far right corner with Tomas in hand. It's not until 𝐤𝐬 comes back with his mate and the mates of others that the lights dim and the movie starts. The movie plays in the background, but we hardly pay attention in the back row. We kiss soundlessly, long and soft, with our fingers still locked together. He throws an arm behind my seat as I tug on him in between kisses. For the most part, we're not even looked at, but that doesn't mean I don't see both Emmanuel and Ethan turn their heads to us, both time when Tomas and 𝐤𝐬 pulled away for each other. I'm going to kill them. Emmanuel and I met when I was around 10. He was adopted into the pack and we seems to get along well since he was already hanging around with Ethan and Jess. Ethan, although he's my older cousin, loves to play the big brother card, and having both him and Emmanuel against me is hard in a situation. I tend to try stay on their good side. Chapter 72. Since I'm not around all the time, we tend to click a lot fast, making more time, hence to why I was so easily picked on, then picked up, then dragged away. I met his mate Kelly a while back and vibed well with here. I also have a group of girls that I do hang around whenever the guys are not here. There's Kelly Sandra, who's my mother's older brother's first child. She could tackle me down for fun. I remember spending most of my Easters hiding from her. Since she's older and stronger than me, I never got the upper hand. We have this unspoken game of tag that we play. The last I left she was it. Every time I'm back it's either she finds me or I her. The game never ends. Ruby, she's not a cousin of mine but is basically a sister at this point. She can never run out of tea and knows everything. She also tends to stir the pot quite a lot. Then there's Ethan's mate, who I met a little earlier than Kelly. Sophie's a lot quieter than the rest of us. Since I'm never around much, we haven't built anything as strong, but I know she's a good friend. Both twins may have kept their distance for me. I didn't understand at first, but I don't mind it now. I'm not going to get along with everyone. Then there's Gabby, also not a cousin. She's basically the life of the party when she's not with her mate Sebastian. When she is, they tend to sneak off in a lot. After the movie is done, I'm led to the roof I'll be staying at with my sister, who are already there, by Kelly. Tomas will be with Ethan and Emmanuel. She tells me, that's not good. I'll you guys tomorrow. She turns to my sisters. Good night. Night, my sisters and I say in unison. I move to the single bed where my duffel bag is placed. This room is quite comfortable, with a twin-sized bed somewhat pushed into the corner, and then a single bed opposite it. You going to bed? I hear Bailey ask as I open my bag. Yeah. I take out pan oversized shirt. I drove her, then got thrown like I'm some rag doll. Tilly laughs. I'm out. I start to undress, putting the shirt on before getting in bed. They both wish me a good night as I get in. Night. Nadia. My name is sung and I turn, shutting them out. Wake your ass up. Another voice. Midget. It's past 9. It's only 9. Why are they waking me up? I fucking hate these guys. Hey, tell her to get up, will you? The door opens just to shut once more. I lift my head enough to turn to see Bailey. They're literally all huddled up waiting for you. I groan at her comment and force myself out of bed. I shower in the connecting bathroom before putting on pink cuffed shorts with a cropped white butterfly tank top. Are you decent? I hear Bailey move in the room. Yeah. I roll deodorant on before I hear the door open. Emmanuel is the first to walk into the bathroom, helping himself to my things. Ethan follows, and then the twins before Tomas stands in the doorframe. Can I have some of this? Emmanuel shakes my concealer. No, I snatch it. It's too light for you. Can I put this on? 𝐤𝐬 brings my blush to the light, scanning it. You already have naturally rosy cheeks. Why do you have an eye clipper? I turn to Ethan, clipping my eyelash curler. Put that down, get out. All of you. Okay, we'll stop touching. Ethan drops my eyelash curler. They fall silent. I watch Ethan discreetly take out my chapstick, form my makeup bag, and then puts it on. He passes it to 𝐊𝐢, who puts it on with 2 strokes before handing it to Emmanuel. He keeps going back and forth then back again. Jerome is the last to take it before they all have some on, with 𝐿𝐻 being the first to leave the bathroom before I hear the impact of his weight slumping on bed. Jerome picks up a hairbrush to brush out his own hair. I come here. He leaves with my brush. Don't touch my hair. Ethan turns, looking out the door to them before following. Because they practically move in a pack, I'm not surprised when Emmanuel finally leaves to join the racket they're making out there. Pin him down. No, don't. Listen, Emmanuel. Let's negotiate. They burst out laughing. Tomas steps forth, shutting the door lightly behind him. He's wearing a simple black shirt with the gray Nike shorts. Good morning, he moves to me. If that's what you want to call it. I finish blending, listening to him approach. I watch his hand reach out for my blush as he goes into my bag for a brush. You going to put this on? He wants to know and I nod. He opens it and starts to add blush to the brush. The cheeks right. I nod once more. He lifts my head, resting his thumb on my chin before starts to use light strokes on my cheeks. His concentration is at an all-time high. His lips rosy and slightly parted. His hair falling on his forehead. The green of his eyes following each stroke. What are you thinking about looking at me like that? Like what? Butterflies flap heavily in my stomach as he locks eyes with me. The corner of his lips lift and he pulls me in by my chin. Like that. He pressed his lips onto mine. I'm so very lucky to finally have you. His lips hover over mine. So very lucky. He continues to kiss me some more. Lovebirds. Breakfast isn't served after 10. You better hurry, you got just over 30 minutes. We listens to Ethan in the other side of the door. Got it. I let out before we break apart and I start to pack up. Chapter 73. After breakfast I notice Caleb lingering around before I catch his eyes once more and he nods me over. I'ma be right back. I move to go retrieve my phone from Ethan's back pocket before going off the corner. Caleb turned in. Jesus Christ. I nearly run face first into him. Morning. Good morning, Nadia. He gives me a small smile. Come walk with me, will you? Of course. I take my place next to him and we start walking. How are you doing? He starts. Better. Now I've heard a lot of things but I'd really like to hear it from you, so tell me. He pauses. Tomas Hall, what can you tell me about him? Well, he's an orphan. His mother and father died being hunters. He was raised by his aunt and his grandparents helped sometimes. He did have a pack, but when his alpha was murdered he became an omega, and that's when I met him. And you made him your beta, why? Well, at first it was because I pitted him. But the stronger our friendship grew, the more I realized that he's more than just an omega who lost both his parents and was abandoned by his pack when his alpha died. I wanted to take only him in, but then my sister tagged along. And where's your mate? He glances over at me. I re-explain the whole story once more for him about how Malik and I came to an end, about how I had Tomas bite over his mark so I was no longer feeling about emotion coming for Malik. He falls silent after my explanation, making me look over at him multiple times. Instead we just keep on walking until we walk past an open door in which the boys, including Tomas, are all sat. They stop to look over at us as we pass. It's not until we continue someone do I feel the chill of the air conditioning, but I believe it's mostly coming from Caleb's silence. Are you mad at me? I finally ask, hugging myself. Of course not. He glances over at me before taking his flannel off and wraps it around my shoulders. I believe what you did was the best option for you. It's just Saint Salvador's father was quite the alpha back in his days. Saint will surely follow in his footsteps. I don't know how he'll do that now that he's rejected. What does that have to do with me? I push my arms into the sleeves, then fold them to the size of my wrist. Behind a great alpha is a strong Luna. I nod to his comment, so Alpha Vincent was a great alpha, was he? How strong did his wife have to stay? Was she just so strong that he eventually broke her spirit? Sound like torture to me, I admit. Sitting there and watching him do as he pleases with whom he pleases, and I have to be the pretty Luna who supports him. I look over at Caleb. Tomas and I's roles might be reversed, but at least I know if I fall, someone will catch me. You're not wrong there, little cousin, but you are destined for greater. He stops. Tomas will make you a very happy woman, but Saint, he'll take you to heights you'd never thought you could reach as alpha. Forgive me if I want to be a happy woman. I snap at him. He snorts with a smirk. Come now. He raises a hand to tousle the front of my hair. Don't be upset. I would have smacked his hand away if he were Emmanuel and telling me this, but this is Caleb. He wouldn't tell me this without reason. That's enough about mates for today. Yeah, I agree as he pulls away and I fix my hair. Sandra has been dying to see you, something about revenge. I smile at his words before scanning our surroundings. Instead I spot Ruby chatting with 𝐿𝐤's mate. I think you two will be surprised to see her. Is she here? Yes, she arrived this morning. I'm sure you'll bump into her soon. Nadia. My name is called and I turn to Ruby waving me over. Go ahead, I'll drag you off if ever I need you again. I nod and I'm moving. Girl. Ruby grabs my hand. Some here is mated with your Kaza. My Kaza. I give her a look, my Kaza. My Kaza. My old best friend. Shut up. Deadass, she's dragging me away. Imma catch up with you later. She says to 𝐿𝐤's mate before we're basically sprinting off down the corridors. Her name is 𝐿𝐤. She just turned return form Canada a few days ago, and guess who she came with? Kaza's seriously here. We turn down a corridor. Yes, she tugs me some more. Look. We stop. She grabs a handle pulling to open a window. We both jump to sit on the windowsill. She then points to a tall dark brown girl with curly forehead. He back is to us. Next to her stand Kaza, still tall. You should say something to him. What? You guys were old best friends. Yeah, old best friends. He left with no word and fucking texted me. She looks over at me. Don't you even thin? Hi 𝐿𝐤. She tells Form out the window they were talking to another couple I've seen around and 𝐿𝐤 stops to look over at us. Ruby waves. Ruby. She takes a step to us and Kaza turned to follow her gaze. How are you? She's still yelling. Good you. 𝐿𝐤 replies with the same volume. Kaza scans Ruby before his eyes land on me. They expand as his lips part. Good. I just wanted to say hi. She waves again. Nice seeing you. She leaps off and I follow her down. Now that he's seen you, let the fun begin. As soon as the door shuts, we wander off. You're a bitch. 𝐿𝐤 take that as a compliment. She gives me a sly smile. What's the worst that can happen? Maybe you guys could reconnect. We're not going to reconnect, he's doing just fine. Ugh, the attitude. We start heading back. You know I had quite the night with Ethan and his mate. As in, yeah, she laughs. Ruby. They invited me. She throws he hands up. It was no strings attached, I don't even look at Ethan like that, but his mate. Boy would I love to do that again. I pretend to barf and she breaks out laughing. We reach the room I last saw the guys in to see Kelly has joined them. They all seem to be eating sweets. Hi boys. She wanders in to kiss Kelly on the cheek. I move to sit next to Tomas, who's the closet to Kelly. Hi Ethan. Ruby's voice drops into something seductive. Hi Ruby. He smiles with lollipop in mouth. I watch how Ruby goes right to him to take it and puts it in her mouth without hesitation. Ethan's eyes linger on his lips before he leans forward to grab another on in the bowl of treats. I gotta go. She moves around him. Where you going? I want to know, I thought she was going to stick around. I got a date with siblings, brother and sister. She grabs a handful of sweets. The goddess know how I love to be outnumbered. Jesus, Ruby. Jerome laughs with everyone else echoing him. Bye. She glances over in my direction but not at me. I follow her gaze at Tomas. Chapter 74. His eyes are already on me. I cut the eye contact short to grab some sweets of my own. We all stay put talking some more before Kelly and Emmanuel stand to leave first. It's natural for the rest to follow on and I take Tomas to our room seeing as it's empty. Are you mad at me? Tomas asks and I turn to him after shutting the door. No, I chuckle. Why would I be mad at you? Ruby. He sits on the edge of my bed. Get over yourself, I laugh. I'm not that insecure. He chuckles too. If anything, you should be worried. Yes, she's huge flirt, but you're not really her type. This is different, Nadia. He shuffles forward, raising his eyes as I tower in front of him. What do you mean? I run my hands into the front of his hair, resting my other on his shoulders. Why is this different? I know her. He searches my eyes. She's the mate that rejected me. Oh. My hand drops to the back of his hair. Oh. I didn't know you guys are related. We're not. I push away gently, we're just close. Nadia, I need to Bailey storms in making my pull away faster. I haven't had the chance to tell them about Tomas being my mate now. Can I talk to you guys? She wonders in shutting the door behind her. Ethan's telling me you guys are mates. What the hell is that about? She moves in. I thought you were still strung on that cheater of yours. And what about your mate? She turns to Tomas. I don't understand what's going on. She looks between us. I know damn well I'm not taking to myself. Tomas' mate rejected him a long time ago. I did the same to Malik. You rejected Malik. Wait, what does that have to do with this? Her eyes widen. Listen, I'm not blind. It's obvious Tomas has like hidden feelings for you. But he's your beta. Oh my fucking gosh. I turn walking away. I'm tired of fucking hearing that. No, it's not like that. My heart drops looking over at Tomas. She just needed me to bite over the mark. That's all it is. Don't you have to mate after you mark? We know how it works, Bailey. We're setting boundaries. Ouch. I drop my eyes to my feet. I know I'm her beta. So you guys are not mates. Bailey wants to know. No. I turn at his slow response. My chest throbs in pain as I move to the bathroom. Nadia. I hear Bailey calls behind me. I ignore her shutting the door behind me. He just denied me. After last night, everything he fucking told me, was it all just a lie to him? Nadia. My name is called once more by Tomas this time. Nadia, come on, let me in. I storm to the door, swinging it open. You fucking denied me. I shove him. In front of my sister. No, yes. I mean, you lied to me. I shove past him and he yanks me back by my wrist. You said you would treat me right. You said you would treat me probably. That true? All of it is. He bring me into his arms. Listen to me. I pull away from him. Please just listen to me, Nadia. He pulls me back in. I know you won't tell me about the speeches you're getting about us, but I'm getting them too. Your father, your cousins, they don't agree with us. It's literally us against the world. I've had enough of hearing about how we can't because I'm your beta, about how only Malik can make you a great alpha. It's ridiculous. I am twice the man Malik could ever be. I said that because I thought I was protecting you. That'll all I'm trying to do. It's clear nobody want to see us together, but it don't matter, 'cause I got you. I'll scream it to the world that you my mate, if that's what you want. But I'm not your mate, second chance, yeah, but Ruby rejected me. I'm not going back to her. I'm too paranoid for this. I'm going to break us apart. My eyes start to sting and he cups my cheeks into his hand. I knew what I was signing up for. And who said it was going to be easy? He reminds me. I'm sorry for hurting your feelings like that. I put you on edge. It won't happen again. I'm not here to hurt you. One blink and my tears fall. I just need air. I pull away, wiping my face. I move to the door, opening it, and start making my way out. So they've been talking to him too. I never thought leaving him alone would be setting him up to lectures. I should have seen that coming. If they're here telling me all this, what's going for stop them from doing the same to Tomas? I know too well it's not something everyone wants, but I'm not with him to please anyone. This is for me. If I break it up now, I'm going to lose the only thing that I have going good for me. I want to blame Malik for poisoning my thinking, but it's I that believed him. He was so persistent and I was so desperate to believe in him. Look where that got me. I don't make it far before my name I called. I can never have any fucking privacy around. I turn to see Sandra. Sandra, I stop. Finally. I've been looking for you everywhere. She moves to me in a composed way. I'm surprised to her approach. Usually she would race for me. She's in a baggy shirt going down to her knees. How have you been? I'm good. I lie as she approaches. She raises her hand to tousle the front of my hair before she gives me steady pats. For all the years I've known you, you sure suck at lying. My eyes sting. Why is she treating me like this? Can't we cash around like we usually do? I see right through that alpha armor you've got on. You're different. I start. Not at all, she denies. I just can't chase you around like all our normal encounters. Well, this is scaring me. She laughs before her hands go to her side and she pulls her shirt back, revealing a baby bump. Surprise. I very much am. Oh my. I reach out to touch her stomach. Gosh, no wonder why you couldn't catch up. I laugh. Do you know the sex? I look up at her. No, we're waiting until I pop it out first. She lets her shirt go. Damn, even I couldn't tell. As soon as I found out I wanted to call you, but I don't know why I didn't. "I doesn't matter, I'm going to be an auntie." She giggles as a response. We start to walk off into an open sitting area before she asks me once more how I've been, and this time I pour it all out on her. Starting her again, form 𝐿𝐼. "Well, do you love him?" "Love him?" My heart skips. "Him as in Tomas." She nods. "Whether you do or not, if he is what you want, what is really stopping you? I mean, you're the one dating him, only the two of you know what you have is real, whether no one agrees with you. A second chance, mate, is exactly that, a second chance. Your father has a second chance, mate. When he was leaving, no one agreed with him. Imagine the utter disbelief when they found out he mated once more." She leans back in her seat. "Give it some time, Nadia. Learn to love him as much as you loved Matthew." "Malik." Correct her. "Right," she nods. "Him. Learn to him. Ugh fuck. Chapter 75. I don't say much at dinner, and when we're finished I go wandering off on my own again. I bump into a lot of people I haven't seen in so long, most connections good, others distant. Then I see him coming exactly my way. Don't know how to say hi. "Hello, Nadia." Kaza stops. "How are you?" "You don't care." I move past him. "If you did, you would have called to ask or even texted. I deserve that." I listen to his footsteps behind me. "But I didn't know about all this. I didn't even know you live here." "I don't." "Come on, Nadia." "I'm mad at you, Kaza." I turn, stopping. "You just up and left and didn't even think to call or reply back to me. Who does that? Like, seriously." "I'm sorry. And the next time I see you, you're mated." He tilts his head as his eyebrows knit together and his eyes drop to my shoulder. "Shut up." I pull the flannel 𝐊𝐼𝐬 gave me back up my shoulders. "Things have changed, but that's no excuse. We were best friends. I'm sorry for the way I left." He steps forward. "I forgave you a long time ago." I turn my back on him. "I just promised myself I'd kick your ass if ever I saw you again. I can't really do that now. I probably deserve it." He laughs. He catches up to me and the seconds pass before he speaks up again. "I was actually sent here, but a girl named Ruby." "Ruby?" I look over at him. "That sneaky little bitch. So you weren't going to come by, were you?" "I was. Don't get me wrong, she just rushed me because apparently you're leaving tomorrow. I gotta get back to my real world." I sigh. I have to prepare myself for exams and Malik drama once more. I start to take us to the same window Ruby and I jumped on earlier. I do the same thing and he joins me. For once I don't have to explain exactly why Tomas and I are so compatible or why leaving Malik was the best choice for me. Ever since I came here, that's all I've been doing. With Kaza it's a little easier. I get to avoid topics and he wouldn't even know. It's also relaxing to listen to him go on instead of someone talking in my ear about what I should do. He expressed just how confused he was to even meet 𝐾𝐞, and how the news she told him took him by greater surprise. I know for a fact that he is not the kid that left me then texted me a goodbye. He's changed a lot, and most of that growing was thanks to 𝐾𝐞. At leave I know he's well taken care of. I walk him back to 𝐾𝐞's room, which seems to be the only place he remembers before I too go back. He was right, tomorrow I do have to go back, so that means more driving for me, yay. I change into shorts that don't even reach my thighs and a petite tank top. My sisters eventually come in as I pretend to be asleep but actually wait for them to go to bed. I can't even get myself to sleep, so instead, I throw a shirt on and make my way out of bed. It must be pretty late, but I don't care. I grab my shoes and hold them as I sneak out. Thank goodness the doors don't creak. It's clear by the amount of underfloor cracks of light I pass that not everyone is asleep. Apparently not even Ethan and the guys. I knock on their door softly. It's opened by Emmanuel. With one look he looks over his shoulder and the door shuts softly. "She's here for you." I listen in. Songs should be played here. Soft shuffling come before the door is reopened by Tomas. I swallow down hard. He looks down at my hand with my shoes before grabbing his own and stepping out. We move without word and I take us to a large window a few windows away from the one I was at earlier with Ruby and Kaza. I scan around us and push it open. Of course it's not locked. We're not the only ones out tonight. I bend to put my shoes on before climbing up and over to jump on the soft grass on the other side. Tomas comes out after me. Once he's down I back up to run up the wall. Reaching out I shut the window as soundlessly as I can. I've seen it done 1,000 times by Ruby when she'd wake me up to sneak out to meet the guys in the woods. Speaking of, that's exactly where we're going. We set off in the direction and I go on the hunt of the secret place Ruby used to call her make-out spot. We pass wolves on the way, some going back, others going deeper into the woods. It's not like we're the only ones who want privacy here. It's an unspoken rule to not have sex in the house. If you do, the alpha always know, and inconveniently you'd get chores the few days that follow. I find the bulky tree and look up to see the floor of wood hidden in the trees. We have to climb up, I say loud enough for Tomas to hear. Okay, he says back. I set back to run up the tree to my first branch before I start going up. So I brought him out here in the night to a makeout spot, and for what? I move around the floor before I can finally feel it with steady feet, and jump down into landing. Tomas. I hush, going at the corners while brushing the leaves out my hair. Here. He heaves himself up before he can come down too. Unfortunately for him, he has to duck, so we sit down. He reaches out to me silently, taking leaves and small branches out my hair, and I lean into him, doing the same. I brought you something. He reaches behind his back, pulls a pigmented rose. 𝐊𝐲𝐬𝐬 got Kelly a whole bouquet, and when he wasn't looking, I took one for you. He reaches out for me to take it. I do. I can't go against my drumming heart. I'm sorry for earlier, I'll do better. Thank you. I smile down at the rose. I can't help but imagine him constantly staying behind me so I don't see it, then repeatedly checking the back of his shorts as we climbed up here to ensure it didn't fall. I pull him into a kiss, letting his soft lips consume me whole. We haven't really had any time alone since the second I stepped foot here. I was also dragged away. He wraps an around me, and I move to climb him into a straddle. The wood start to itch my knees, and as much as I try ignoring it, I can't. Put me under you, I requested, and he turns us, towering over me. You sure this can support us? He breathes deep into my ear. I'm sure it's been through worse. I tell him, and my eyes shut to him kissing down my neck as his hand works down my body to please me. I try keeping up to both his kisses and him pleasing me, but I just can't seem to make it work. It's just a matter of time before I'm a begging mess and I'm soaking my panties. His lips break from mine and I try dragging air into my lungs. I only have one condom on me. He whispers. Then make it count. I huff, my face hot. He tears the condom in question before I'm moaning to him, entering me. The moment his hips lock into me, I wrap my legs around him, receiving every inch of him. I can't tell if it's the clothes, the temperature, my body, or if I'm just in my head, but everything about his touch is setting my on fire here. I wish I can put it into words, the ecstasy he makes me feel. I hang my arms around his neck, feeling him kiss under the fabric of my shirt, exactly where he marked me. My eyes shut harder to the friction of him inside me. I still haven't gotten used to his size. Fuck. He gives out on top as I slap my hand over my mouth to stop my from screaming out. Look. My eyes flutter open at his words. The moon's beautiful tonight, isn't it? My heart drops to my throbbing core. I follow his gaze to a waxing crescent of a moon. I moan to him, withdrawing, and watch his eyes drop to below our waist. As if he said nothing, he helps me back into the shorts he took off me before collecting himself. To make space, I shuffle over so he too can lay on his back next to me. It's literally us against the world. His words ring in my head and Sandra's words echo. A second chance mate is exactly that, a second chance. Promise me something, Tomas. He looks over at me and I do the same. No matter how much the sun rises, the moon will always look this beautiful. I don't know if he understands what I'm asking until he speaks again. I promise. He leans in, kissing the back of his thumb. I do the same after him. Our hands drop, keeping our pinkies tangled. This has to be it. This has to be worth it. I've done too much, been through too much for this not to be worth it. I'm not going to reject you. I once told him I have to live by that so we can both be happy. I guess in the end, if it wasn't thanks to Malik, I wouldn't be here. With him, I look over once more, catch him already staring. You're right, the moon is beautiful tonight. He lets out a breath of relief before he cracks into a smile. I mirror him.